All things can come to an end. However, good things can start again. Welcome to the Cinegration Station with your conductors Ryan, AJ, and special guest TK. Today's final episode of Season 2 talks about the trip that the boys took to Vegas. I hope you enjoy their stories. Tune in now, here on the Cinegration Station.
All right, welcome to the Cinegration Station. This is your conductor, Ryan, with some other conductors here today.
Yep, I'm AJ.
I'm TK.
Welcome. We had a busy last week. We were in
Vegas,
the sunny, but it was really cloudy Las Vegas for the ProSource Summit. Kind of the latest and greatest for CI that are part of the ProSource channel. So it was really cool. Mm-hmm. Yeah,
it was a lot of fun. It was good. It was great to see all the other dealers. Got some really good insights of some of the new technology that's coming out. And, some really good business practices. Actually, that's what I really took from it.
Yeah, got my rear end in gear to really jump in and see what we need to be doing as a business to support our clients better and offer the coolest tech that works reliably.
Now, was all this tech smart, or was it just new technology?
I think, a lot of it's smart, but some of it's more just application-based solutions. We had Sierra TVs there. They provide really unique waterproof TVs for...
What? Really?
Yeah, totally waterproof. You could put it in your shower. You could put it in a steam, not a steam room, but you could put it in a shower. Yeah,
wow,
the back of vanities.
Wow.
And it's, they might be displays that could be supported by like a Roku or something smart behind it, or it could be, it could be a smart TV too, but just really unique.
Yeah, what I liked about the Sierra mirror concept was they had a light that was embedded inside the mirror. So you had like this vanity light that could glow, and I've seen this in other products, but I had not seen a color changing one. So that was pretty cool.
Oh yeah, like the tunable white, and so late at night it doesn't need to be like right in your face, bright like this LED in my face right now.
Right.
But it's really nice and ambient light that you get from the mirror itself. So it's just all in one unit. Really
I remember my mom had when I was a kid, my mom had this like 80s mirror vanity thing in the bathroom, and it had these just big white toggle buttons on the bottom, and it said like evening, formal, cocktail, and it was just changing the color LEDs. And I'm like, oh my gosh, this is so much of a more elegant like solution, and it dims.
The predecessor to what is a little bit more sleek now.
I want to know more about these TVs. Like, are there different sizes of TV, or is it just come in one size? Like,
what's funny is I was trying to get the sizes right because we were filming a lot of videos there.
Right. I saw those, by the way. Those were great.
Yeah, thanks. We had a great time. It was awesome. People were sharing them. And it was, it's just great to publicize this stuff because, the spec sheets don't really do it justice. It's really nice to get videos to showcase the products. And specifically at this booth, I couldn't get the sizing right, but I think it's 19 inches and 27 inches that they have for the waterproof TVs that go like in vanities or in showers and stuff like that.
And then they also have I believe it was an 85 inch.
The largest was an 85 inch outdoor TV.
Oh, outdoor. So is that like waterproof as well?
I think it's waterproof in two ways. Like the outdoor one is, it's sitting there, it's mounted, it's like a big box that's mounted. Well, not, big box, but it's mounted to the wall. Whereas the embedded in the wall product, like in your shower, it's actually fully recessed. So if you ran your hand against the side of your, tile, it would just be flush with the side of the tile. So it's like, incorporated in the build.
Wow. I'm interested to see how the code in a home would let that be able to be patched as far as electricity near water and stuff. That would be interesting.
Oh, these are good points you're bringing up, and I'm sure they have covered that, sure. Proper back boxes and things like that.
From an electrical standpoint, the biggest code for electricity with water is if there is an electrical outlet within 7.5 feet of a water source, it needs to be on a GFI.
Oh, okay.
So the reset switch ones.
It pops and you push the button, right? Okay.
So as long as the outlet is on, as long as the connected device is on that circuit, it can pretty much go right up next to it.
And you know what? They may even make a product that is low voltage powered, and then signals are also coming via low volt too, where the the power supplies maybe in the closet behind the shower.
Very good point.
Yeah.
So what about audio? Like, where are they having? Like, do they have soundproof speakers as well, or where does the audio come right out of the TV?
You're teeing it up perfectly for this. So it's a good question. Like,
Sure.
we don't know. So maybe it could just be a small, speaker that's next to the TV. It could be a full in-room system, 2 speakers in the bath, 2 speakers in the shower. And it could be tied into the output of what you're watching, or it could just be like the news as a video screen with subtitles, and you could be jamming out to music.
I like that idea.
We try to picture all the scenarios.
Different avenues, right?
Yeah.
That's nice.
That was fun. Sierra, where else we go? We got to see some really cool WAC lighting. That was actually really cool. They have this new light where the actual opening of the light is, was it
half inch?
Half inch.
Yeah.
Yeah. So imagine a half-inch hole,
Right.
and that's it.
The WAC
for the whole light.
Aspire
Wow.
micro LED solution.
What do they use those for? Like, primarily?
So imagine if you had a cove or a really tight, maybe like an art niche.
Okay.
And you needed to get some really nice high output lighting, but really, really tiny opening, because you don't want to take away the aesthetics of the painting or
Basically, like a spotlight.
It's because
Yes.
it's cool
Okay.
as hell. It's
And it's
awesome.
cool.
Yeah.
So, but it was
yeah.
what I liked about it is Ray. He's our guy at WC, and one of the things I always wonder is, like, how are you going to service that thing? And he's like, I got you, and he pulls out this, like, looked like it was a mill machined, like, for a. Like it honestly looked like something like for like a weapon, and he like shoves it into the center of the light, twists it, and out pops the whole light, and it was
Because
very cool.
you think about that, like, how am I going to get my fingernail to get that little LED out? But it's just modernized metal toothpicky looking, almost like a surgical device where it just takes the trim piece right out, like AJ mentioned. But the whole beauty of it is the aesthetics, because if you can put that in the ceiling and have the same light output as a 5-inch opening,
Right.
You kind of are making a better design choice, especially when it comes to high-end interiors.
So that sounds like something I would put in my studio, because trying to minimize the output of sound, I have, like AJ knows this because he helped me with my my can lights. I have 6 can lights. So if we could minimize the amount of light, like as far as sound exiting the room by where the holes are, and still get that same maximum amount of light.
Actually, yeah, you could. What's the one thing I would be aware of is while it is a half-inch hole,
Right.
Okay, the actual unit itself is
Okay.
is this big, okay,
Uh-huh.
and
So it's like a hollow tip
Behind
the
behind the drywall.
yeah,
Right,
and so
okay.
you
Or the
you
surface.
you sand the drywall down, you put the unit in, you flush it back, you mud it back. I mean, it's a sweet look, but it's
Sure.
a very high-end, expensive look.
So it's more aesthetic than it is actual like application.
Yeah.
physically. Okay.
Yeah,
that's
there's
nice.
better.
Yeah, I mean, but there's different beam angles. So like if it needs to be wider or really narrow, if it's just angled on maybe a statue or a really unique piece that they're trying to illuminate.
Yes.
But it's highlighted as a high-end recessed lighting solution.
What's the cost point for something like that?
I don't remember actually.
I don't know. We don't normally talk prices when we're at those.
Yeah,
It's-
yeah.
Okay,
It's
fair
mostly
enough. I was just
about,
curious, like
Yeah, what are you doing? No, just kidding.
Well, no. A lot of it comes down to or the reason we go to those places is I'm trying to look for applications. I'm trying to see like, okay,
Yeah.
that will fit. So then when I go to a customer's house and I'm like looking, and the customer's like, I have this thing, or I have this hallway, and I don't want to have lighting, or we run into a weird problem where there's something blocking the top. It's nice to just have all these unique, I don't want to say black boxes, but like a black box.
Sure.
Well, I mean, we show up with like, our quiver. We need to make sure we have solutions for everything, and that's where we go, because otherwise, what are you going to do? You're going to Google everything to figure out how to make your house look pretty? Like you rely on the experts that go to the trade shows and go to the
Right.
conferences to make sure they know what they're talking about.
Yeah, that's a good point. Good point. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, since you were talking about that, one of the interesting things when we're at this show, so we're part of ProSource, which is our buying group with I believe it's 500 plus dealers around the country. So we're one of those dealerships around the country. ProSource is actually partnered with a larger buying group called BrandSource, and BrandSource is the buying group for like furniture, appliances, things like that. So I always love at the end of the show, I always go to the other side because, you get to see a, $20,000 refrigerator. It's not very many times I get to see one of those.
Yeah. I
Well,
agree.
yeah, we'll talk about the fridges.
Yeah, we saw this new fridge, and LG's promoting this new fridge, and our little Instagram has that fridge. It's like I think it's on it, right? The one with the flashing.
If not, we filmed it. It'll be on there.
Yeah, we'll do a couple more videos over the next couple
Yeah,
weeks.
each of the panels are LED colored, so you could, let's say you have the freezer portion, 2 on the freezer, 2 in the fridge. You can make one red, blue, green. You can make all these different colors. But another discussion that happened too is just, talking to the company because we're like, hey, how do we integrate that in our system like we would ask? And they're like, just use our app. And but I mean,
Just
the
use our app.
app
I like
looked
that,
pretty
yeah.
good, but it's that's another discussion for another day. Is how we can make the technology work well together.
Yeah, it was interesting because it was they came out with a really cool idea,
Yeah.
and it is cool. And we asked them, what's your target audience? And they were like, oh, this is for like the man cave. And I was like, oh, interesting. Okay, so is it like a beer fridge, a wine fridge, something like that? And I was like, okay, so how is my affluent customer going to walk downstairs in their 10,000 square foot, mansion or whatever, and they're going to see this fridge, and what are they going to do? Grab their phone and turn on that we got some work ahead. So is what I'm saying.
It was cool though.
It was cool.
Yeah.
It was.
Was it walk-in or was it like a little like tabletop?
Oh no, it was like a full, big
full,
fridge.
okay.
Yeah, not a full size fridge, but honestly, maybe just a little bit bigger than your average. What is a fridge? 36 inches, something like that.
I think it's like
roughly.
28 inches.
Yeah, we actually had that.
I think we had this discussion. I think it's 28.
No.
And the wine dispenser was my favorite. That was such a cool thing. It was just this like recessed wine dispenser, and you can like pop in a new bottle of wine, and then like essentially have your wine bottles on tap.
Really?
Yeah, and I think it was also like
Wow.
maybe pressurized to an extent, so everything stays fresher longer.
So did you stay an extra day in Vegas then, Ryan?
No, but I probably should have. I probably needed to win my money back. But
yeah, we did not do well. So that was a very fleeting night.
It was really cool though, seeing all the latest and greatest with home appliances. It seemed kind of boring until you see the new age home appliances, and then you kind of have hope for the future.
Right.
Yeah, I want to keep talking about the fridges, but
Sure.
it was very interesting. One of the cool things about the LG fridges is LG has come up with it's called cocktail ice or glass ice. I remember what the tag term or the term they use, but it's basically it's round clear ball ice.
I've seen those, yes.
And so now imagine your fridge can pop those out.
Wow, that's like high end when you go to get like a nice like whiskey and they put it in those little
The
tumblers.
balls.
Yeah, and then they
Yeah.
put yeah.
Yeah, so
It's a
that
feature
actually
over there with.
That's crazy. And this is just LG. There was no other, so they monopolized
No,
it.
Samsung was there, LG. There were a
okay.
bunch of other
Bosch,
brands. Yeah, Bosch. Some I didn't actually, I haven't heard of. Maybe they're European or Pacific Asian
Thor.
market brands. Thor was a big one. Yeah.
Wow. I like that.
Yeah, that was cool. And going back to our ProSource buddies at the other side of the convention, another really cool brand that we saw was DMF. We've talked about DMF on the podcast before. They just have such a really unique modular lighting line. And, we're talking lighting. WAC has some really cool stuff. But DMF just has a different type of solution for people that don't know what they want or to have full customizability in their lighting layout, which is really not offered by anybody else.
Nice.
Yeah, they're both good. They both they're really hard to say which one's better. They both fit a very unique set of applications, and they have a lot of overlap between the two brands, between DMF and WAC. So we try to use them pretty interchangeably in our projects.
Yeah, and I would see a project where it would make sense to put both of them on together. Just to balance, different features for how the lighting should be in the house too.
So one of the other things we did see, I did want to talk about was that record player. So
Victrola.
Victrola, yes. So
The new Sonos integrated record player.
So records, that seems to be coming back. Everyone's kind of
Big time, yes.
Yeah.
And we've done a few jobs where we've done record player integrations, and it's always been kind of clunky, for lack of a better word. You gotta upgrade. You gotta get a little phono amplifier because phonographs have a ground and the dB output is so low, so you have to kick it up with an amplifier. And it's just all.
No, I thought you just plug it in and it works, right?
Yeah,
Right.
that's what.
it's supposed to do, right? No.
Pretty much. That's
The prep time to do that is there's an inherent time and expense that goes into making it sound like it should sound. Yeah.
So this company came out with a record player, and they partnered directly with Sonos, the speaker company,
Right.
and they put a Sonos Connect audio receiver, for lack of a better word, native inside of the unit. So now you have a Sonos system, or I mean, I guess they have them without Sonos integrated. But let's say you have a Sonos system, you can just buy this record player, set it anywhere in the house as long as you have Wi-Fi, and now that record player can play at the correct fidelity through all the speakers in the house.
That's great. An actual 45s, like you get the vinyl and you can play.
Yep, and they did do a lot of. There's a spot to hold the 45. The thing that changes the type of type of record
the size
player.
of record. Yeah, correct. Yeah.
So I have only that actually the show was the very first time I had ever personally put a record physically on.
Serious?
Was the show? Yeah,
I think some of the hi-fi clients are gonna murder you after that.
I have. Well, I've been terrified because the first job I did, I did some. It was like 20 years ago, and we put it in, and it was a super expensive record player. I don't remember what it was, but it was thousands and thousands of dollars for this thing. And I was like so nervous, and I hooked it all up and I put it all on. I'm like, okay, it's cool. And then they started talking about the needle and all of this. And I was like, and the homeowner was like a really big audiophile guy. So I'm like, you just deal with it. You put the needle in, I'll watch. And sure enough,
it's better if my oils don't get on your,
And sure enough, he breaks the needle. And I was like, see, right there, I'm done. I'm never touching one.
Yeah, those are very fragile for sure.
But this one was, it was nice. It was modern. It looked good.
They're based out of Denver too, so I think they would be a great candidate to be on in season 3.
There you go.
Yeah. And speaking of season 3, for those listening, this is going to be the last episode of season 2, and we're going to gear back up in May.
Yep.
So we're all looking forward to that.
Yeah. Good times.
Yeah, we'll be in. We're going to move outside of the conference room, and we're going to go to someplace a little bit more open, which will be right over there. So
in the heart of the Experience Center.
Get some more lighting, colors and stuff moving around.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I like that idea. I mean, the couch. I like the couch. I like your couch in the out in the service area.
The custom Fortress couch meant for your private cinema or beautiful home theater.
Yes. Yes, it's nice. Yes. So.
But yeah, so we're gonna take about a month off. We got to get some projects done and wrapped up. April's gonna be a big month for us. So
that it is. We had a lot push in April.
A lot push in April. So
nice.
April will be a fun month.
All right. So was there one last quick question? Was there anything at this event that you guys went to that absolutely didn't expect? Like the refrigerator sounds like you guys were expecting that kind of, but is there anything that you saw that was just like, oh my gosh, blow your mind kind of thing? Or was it all kind of like, we've seen this, it's just like improved in what it is?
The thing I kept saying while I was there is how reassured I felt in what we're doing, because nothing really caught me by surprise. Because we stay on top of these things. If you didn't go to an event like this for 3 years, you'd probably be like, what is going on in the industry? There's so much crazy lighting and all this unique, fixtures and speakers, and these TVs look so amazing now. And we stay on top of that. So for us, it's like just making sure, oh, great, DMF brought in a new line. This looks amazing. They make a smaller line now. It's a 2-inch line. So those things are, making sure that we are just doing what we need to be. So part of it was like just making sure we're on the ball still.
Nice. I like to hear that. That's good. Yeah.
I mean, not to say people aren't coming out with cool stuff. I'm just not like, I didn't faint. So
yeah, I mean, we did have, I guess the most interesting thing I saw that I wasn't expecting is we had a drink.
I was just about to say
this.
Yeah,
that was actually, you were asking like what's the most interesting thing was actually a drink that we had at the Cosmo. One of the, this awesome guy down in Arizona, he took us out to this bar at the Cosmo, and you eat this this flower. You drink a sip of this drink, and it's very
Sichuan flour is what it is, and it's the verbena cocktail at the Cosmopolitan.
So, and it's you take a drink, and it's a very sour drink when you first have it. You eat this flour, and I mean, within a minute, your whole mouth has this weird, like icy hot tingling sensation. Yeah, and
if you didn't know, you would think like you were having an allergic reaction in your mouth because it feels so tingly and like numb almost.
Is it alcoholic?
The drink can be served alcoholic or non-alcoholic, but the flour is not. That's just more of a sensation thing. But it's supposed to change, I think, your taste buds.
Yeah, and then
the
it's
sour
all
drink.
this, and now that's very, very sour drink was like super sweet, like a sweet melon.
Your taste buds. That's crazy.
Yeah, so that was the most amazing thing.
That was the most not expecting, I guess.
Yeah,
It's very nice.
Totally, it was great, and I feel like that's what is great about these events too. Is it kind of gets us away from our desks, away from the day-to-day grind, and just try to appreciate the people in our industry. And we didn't really mention Snap One, but we were with the Snap One group as well, which is also one and the same as Control 4. And that's really impressionable to just make sure we're in tune with what they're thinking, or in respect to hardware and what's going on in the industry. So it was really a great experience.
It sounds like you guys had a good time.
I'm sincere about it.
Yeah,
So,
that's good. I like that.
This was Ryan's first time, and I had always said that it's worth going if you're in an upper level management position at an AV company. This show is for you. You get to meet people who have the same job title as you, that do basically the same thing you do in a totally different state. And it's fascinating to see how much radically different and similar their problems and solutions are.
Nice. Like comparing notes, basically.
Yep.
Yeah, that's good.
And
I like that.
And I was bringing up the football, conversation the other day. Is we're all trying to win the Super Bowl, but in reality, we're all there as friends. Sure. We're not trying to compete with each other. We really are trying to make the customer's experience better.
Except I want to be we want to be the member of the year next.
It would be cool. It would be really cool.
Shout out to Jim Pierce. Need to get him on the show. President and CEO of ProSource.
Yeah, we'll probably have him on here.
Yeah, that'd be nice. And we do have some really cool projects coming up, so we'll maybe do an update in a year and see if we did get member of the year.
Mm-hmm. Hey, you never know, right?
I'm optimistic. We got some really cool stuff going on.
That's a good way to be, optimistic. I like that.
Half full glass usually.
Right.
Well, cool guys. Well, we were going to keep this one kind of shorter.
Yeah.
Today we actually have we have a couple projects we actually got to get to. So.
All right. Thank you for listening to the Cinegration Station. As we wrap up Season 2, we are looking forward to Season 3. We have some amazing new guests. We have a new layout and a really cool format for you to be watching us on video. You can listen to us on Anchor, Amazon, Google, and Spotify podcasts.
Like Ryan said, this does it for Season 2 of the Cinegration Station. But don't worry, we will return in May with all new guests, all new problems and solutions, as well as a new look. We are moving out to the Cinegration showroom floor, so please stay tuned for that. Anyone interested in making their business or home smart, please reach out to www.cinegration.com. So until next time, stay smart.